Because you might have a get out of jail card, but I have noticed you are often one of the last ones to leave the kettle, so thanks a lot for coming. Right, now I think one of the really worrying things that happened around the royal wedding stuff was the pre-crime arrest, and I'm sure many of you have seen the video of Charlie Veitch's arrest for conspiracy to cause a public nuisance. I hope you're not going to be causing a nuisance tonight. But anyway, so Charlie Veitch of the Love Police is going to tell us all about it. Over to Charlie.
First of all, I'd like to donate the clap you've just done to Hannah and the organisers here, because it's given me a great sense of solidarity to be amongst like-minded human beings here. And also how refreshing it is, as an anarchist, to hear a Member of Parliament, John, where is he, speaking the truth. I loved it. Anyway, first things first, I am an anarchist. I come from a long history of studying philosophy and being a human being. So we need to reclaim the word anarchy from the mainstream media. Anarchy is about peace and love, no gods, no masters. Because I've never seen an anarchist group of people invade Iraq and kill 500,000 children. I've never seen a group of anarchists round up political dissidents for the greatest royal parasite spectacle of propaganda the world has ever seen. I'd also like to differentiate, and you made a very good point that we're getting painted as violent thugs. There's a difference between destruction of corporate property and violence. Violence is raping. Violence is using an air force to wipe out great swathes of cities in Iraq and Afghanistan and any other country which is victim of the Anglo-American imperialist tendencies. Whereas destruction of a bank is political art sometimes, as long as no one gets hurt. Yeah, thank you. I'd also like to say a word out for the anonymous black bloc people. I've met many of them, and unfortunately I get recognised a lot when I wear my balaclava. It might be because of the megaphone and the fact that I'm 6'5". But I don't denounce the black bloc at all. What we see with people smashing up banks, smashing up the treasury, smashing up corporate property, is the great ignored human beings who are, to me, are kind of like a circus elephant suddenly realizing he's a slave being treated like a scumbag every day and turning on the circus. We are starting to wake up. I don't want to sound dramatic or annoyed or angry or full of rage, but I am, so that's how it's going to come out. But what we're seeing now, to be optimistic, just to kind of say that this is a battle for hearts and minds, there's an official royal wedding channel on YouTube, and the day after the wedding, they were ranked 10th in terms of the most viewed on YouTube, and my channel was ranked 9th. And as the MP said, what government's interested in is continuity of government. I believe all governments are liars and murderers, and they are a parasite, so of course they have a rational, machine-like desire to tell their thug class, which are the police, and big shout out to the undercover police here as well. They have a very rational way that they want to stifle dissent, but I would tell you something. The Arab Spring revolutions have already come to Great Britain. We are standing in solidarity with normal human beings all over the world which are throwing off the shackles of oppression, tyranny, ignorance and stupidity which are fed to us by the mainstream media, with a few small examples. And I'd like to also give a shout out to Shiv from The Guardian for actually writing the truth in a big article as well. So we are actually winning, guys. Don't ever forget we are on the winning side. We have the universe on our side. We have the moral high ground. And I'd also, as a kind of violent thug anarchist, like to say one thing. Do not ever let our movement be pacified by what I would call perhaps the pathology of pacifism, of people that say, oh, never lash out at the slave master, he'll hit us again. No. We will do what we need to do. It just so happens in Great Britain right now, we do not need to use any violence. The people who are using violence are utter scum. And also, as a shout out, to certain people who, headbutted police truncheons. I mean, I'm just waiting for the Monty Python government and police to charge a 13-year-old girl with obstruction of a public highway for a galloping police horse. So, I'd just like to say thank you so much for all being here. Thank you so much for being awake individuals. And together, will win. And don't ever let the police try and pigeonhole you. You're not protesters, you're just expressing ideas in the public setting. Break the paradigm. You don't have to answer anything to the police. They're not any authority over you. They're fancy-dressed, techno-clubbing jacket agents of the crown. And I just like to say, the evidence the detectives used against me for conspiracy to cause a public nuisance was a rant I made on YouTube to nameless, faceless people. But I don't know much about the law, but for me a conspiracy is 2 or more people planning a crime in the future. So anyway, it is truly Monty Python-esque, and if it weren't for people being truly hurt by this aggressive system, I would laugh. But to round up, I'm trying not to swear here, but you're all amazing people and I love you all. Thank you.